Hi everyone. Today I just wanted to quickly talk about 5-1 profile in human design, the heretic investigator, and why I'm such a fangirl of this particular profile. In fact, I can officially say today that 100% of my clients are 5-1s. And I think the reason that I attract them is for many reasons. But I think one of the reasons is that I do believe that particularly line 5s have had a really bad rap. And, it really annoys me actually when I go and if I just do a Google search on human design and 5-1 profiles, some of the stuff that comes up is really valuable and would really help someone that's just found out that they're a 5-1 within human design. And some of it is just a load of bullshit, because there seems to be like this kind of narrative around the fact that, the line 5 is cursed and that, is a very difficult person to be around, and because people project on you and, you kind of fall from grace very easily, that, it's going to be very difficult to find clients and for people to like you and for you to be a well-respected and well-liked leader. And I don't agree with that at all. I think that 5-1 profiles are incredible. You are incredible leaders. And as a 4-6, you have my utmost respect, because line 4s, we get our opportunities through other people. We're not here to impact complete strangers, but you are designed to impact complete strangers, which means that you can go out into the public and you can really make your mark. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of draw it back a little bit. For those of you who have never seen any of my videos before, never read my blogs before, my name is Abigail Rebecca. I'm a human design leadership coach. And I have a strong background in corporate, and I really stand for empowered leadership, empowered women, but specifically really like tapping into our unique abilities and our unique gifts instead of trying to compare ourselves and being like everyone else. And this is where human design plays such an important role in that, because, I've just come off a call with someone who's just discovered her human design and throughout her life thought she was a bit weird because she liked to kind of have time on her own. And now she's realized that it's because she has got a line 2 within her human design, and she can stop beating herself up and judging herself for wanting to go and have time on her own, and actually realizing that it's something that energizes her, right? So this is just some of the things that I hear again and again with women that I've worked with, leaders that I've worked with, where they've really found out about their human design, and it's helped them to really understand themselves better, I don't know what's going on with my phone. Siri's getting involved in this now, but it's really helping them to understand themselves better and really to accept themselves more. And this is what really brings us back to self-love. So the reason that I wanted to share line 5-1 or profile 5-1 with you today is that I remember really clearly taking someone through her human design, and she got really emotional when we were talking about her profile, because she was so appreciative of the fact that I had painted a very realistic picture of what it is to be a 5-1, but it was a very positive picture. And she'd had a reading before and basically left the reading feeling really upset, feeling that something was wrong with her. And she'd been given the impression that having a line 5 within her profile wasn't a very nice thing to have, and it was almost like she wasn't a very nice person, and she was never really going to be like accepted, and she was never going to be able to create like the communities that she wanted to create. So when I took her through what it was to have a line 5 within her profile, she was very relieved. And it wasn't like it was painting like a perfect picture, because we're not perfect. We're human beings. We are imperfect. And that's what makes us so incredible, right? We're unique, we're imperfect, we make mistakes, we live a roller coaster life, and sometimes life is a bed of roses and sometimes it isn't, and that's what it's like to be human. But she really walked away with some tangible steps on how she would be able to kind of live into her 5-1 profile and to really accept it and love it and use it for the greater good. And time again, I have clients that will come and work with me and that will have this opinion and this story that because they're a 5-1, then they're not going to be kind of like, going out there and making a difference and building relationships in the world. And people aren't going to like them. And that is the misconception that I wanted to break today. So if you're a 5-1 in human design, then listen up, because this is for you. Let's talk about the 1 separately, and then I'll talk about the 5, because it's really the 5 that I'm talking into at the moment. So even if like you're a 3-5, for example, this will still be applicable to you. But the line 1 within human design is an investigator, or it's sometimes known as a researcher. It basically means that you know your shit. Like you'll go and you'll investigate things. You're very knowledgeable. You know how powerful that is if you're an entrepreneur, if you're running a business, if you're a leader. Like, you know your stuff. You're credible. This makes you very powerful, and it also makes you a subject matter expert. Okay, so that's the line 1. We bring in the line 5 from that, the fact that you are able to impact huge amounts of people and you're able to impact complete strangers. Do you see how powerful you are? You are the ultimate subject matter expert. You are the ultimate industry expert that people will pay to have speak on their stages, that people will pay you to interview, that people will pay to work with you. It makes you a very incredible, influential, inspirational human being. You are able to go out there and impact complete strangers, but you also know what you're talking about. That makes you very credible. But time and time again, as I said before, I have leaders that will come to me that are worried about having line 5 because it's almost like it's a little bit cursed. So this is what happens when you have line 5 within your profile. And I hope that you can relate to this if you're hearing this for the first time. People project on you. They form an opinion of you from afar. They don't know you. They just form an opinion of you, right? So, for example, if your name is Jenny, for example, and you have a line 5 within your profile, you've got somebody that's going through crisis within their lives. They don't know what way to turn. They're looking for leadership, and they look to Jenny and they go, Jenny will be able to sort it out for me. Jenny will be able to solve the problem for me. Jenny will make everything okay. So you are the savior. So what they do is they put you on a pedestal and they project their opinions of you on you. So they create a person within their mind and then they project that onto you. Now, that more than likely isn't you. It's their interpretation of you. You're not actually like that. Okay, so they'll come to you and they'll approach you and they'll want you to help them. But as soon as either you can't help them because you're not Superwoman, or, well, you will be able to help them, of course you will, as a coach or a guide or a mentor, but you're not going to be able to like solve all their life problems there and then, maybe if that's what they're expecting you to do. Or the second scenario is if you don't meet their expectations. So even if you don't like talk the way that they expected you to do, or make eye contact with the way that they expected you to do, or engage in a conversation in the way that they expected you to do, they will throw you off that pedestal quick. So the way that I always explain it is that they'll put you on a pedestal and then very quickly they'll turn that pedestal into a stake and they'll literally burn you at the stake. The reason that I believe, and well, I know because I've asked them, the reason that I have so many clients that come and work with me that are got line 5 in their profile, and as I said at the top of this, 100% of my clients are 5-1s. The reason that I have 5-1s that come and work with me is that they can feel very let down and very worried about going out there and being visible because they've been burnt at the stake so many times, and they don't feel that they can be their authentic self, because if I'm my authentic self, nobody will like me. If I show up, I'm going to disappoint people. Very often they've felt like this from when they were a child. So for example, their parents will have projected onto them. Their parents would have made them into something that they're actually not, and then they could have fallen from grace very, very quickly with their parents. So this could have been something that is a lifelong, and it can make you feel very vulnerable and very worried about being rejected, about being let down. So what they'll do is they'll actually be invisible, so they won't even go out there and be visible because they're that worried about that. Or they'll mask and put on this fake persona, and sometimes even turn into the person that people expect them to be, and then they're living this very inauthentic life, which eventually makes them completely burn out and hate themselves, right? So this is what happens with 5-1s. Now, there's no changing that. There's no changing that. It will always happen to you throughout your life. People will put you on a pedestal, and if you don't meet their expectations, you'll fall from grace. And it will happen again and again. But what you can change is the way that you deal with that, the way that you show up, and the way that you feel about yourself, because it's none of your business. If someone has an expectation of you and then you don't meet that expectation, that's nothing to do with you. It's none of your business. That doesn't define who you are. It doesn't mean that you're a bad person. It doesn't mean that you're not likable. It doesn't mean any of those negative things. It just means that that person over there thought you were like this and you're not like that, and they're no longer like you because you don't meet their expectations. That's nothing to do with you. So it really, really helps as a 5-1 to detach yourself from those feelings and actually appreciate and recognize that you can't be everything to everyone, and some people aren't going to like you, some people are going to love you, and some people aren't going to like you, and that's fine. You can't go through your life being a people pleaser, and you certainly can't go through your life living up to the expectation of others. That doesn't mean that you can't be a nice person and you can't want to make friends and want people to like you. Of course you do. It's only natural. But it's just not being attached to the unrealistic expectations of other people. As soon as you can accept that and learn to live with that and see it as a valuable asset, the sooner you will find peace within yourself, and you'll start to like yourself more, and eventually you will fall in love with yourself. Now, here's what 5-1s are. And this is, as I said before, this is all line 5 really, but specifically for a 5-1. You are a powerful and practical leader. As I said before, you're here to impact complete strangers. You realize how amazing that is? You can impact hundreds, thousands, if not millions of strangers. It's like you're born to go out there and make a big, big impact. How incredible is that? You can have an email list of people that don't know you, and you can sell to them very, very easily. You could go and walk onto a stage and speak in front of hundreds, if not thousands of people who have never seen you before, and they will be attracted to you. You have this incredible impact. You are an amazing influencer. It makes you a very, very powerful leader. So you've got this on one side, you've got the fact that you are a subject matter lead, a subject matter expert, you know your stuff, you go and research, people trust you, and then you have this incredible ability to be able to impact all of these people and play big. That makes you a very, very powerful industry leader. And the reason that I wanted to share this video with you, and the reason that I'm such a 5-1 fangirl, is really that, and I really want you to take that away and understand how incredible you are. Now, of course, 5-1 isn't the only part of your profile. You have many different elements of your profile that will create your leadership style. So if you'd like to know more about that and you really want to understand more about your human design, what you can do is you can go onto my website, abigailrebecca.com, and you can download or you can order a copy of your Unique Aura Blueprint book, which is basically it's a 40-page document that will tell you all about yourself and your human design. Not just your 5-1, but your human design type, your inner authority. It will talk about your purpose. It will talk about the environments that light you up, that make you thrive. All the elements within your human design, your open or undefined or your defined centers. So all the things that you really need to know and understand about yourself so that you can start going out into the world and living life as your authentic self and your authentic leadership. So all you need to do is just go over to my website, abigailrebecca.com, and just click on the top where it says blueprint, and you can order that today, and that will be delivered to your inbox within the next 5 working days. If you've got any questions about 5-1 profiles, pop it in the comments below. Have an amazing day and see you soon.